Hey, how's it going? Mike here, Uncommon Pallor, back by unpopular demand. Just jumping into to do Tommy's Vinyl Knots 2025 vinyl tag, punk vinyl tag, because why wouldn't I do that, right? I know I've been gone for a while, but I'm not dead. So yeah, let's get right to these questions. First one, he wants you to do your own question. So I'm gonna show a record by a band that sings in a non-native language to the country they originate from. So what I mean by that is like in America the two main languages there I guess are English and Spanish. In Canada it's English and French. So I want to show a band that sings in a language that isn't either of those for the country they're from. So I have a Canadian band here from Montreal that sings in Spanish. They're called Total Nada. Good band. Saw them a while back. Only seen them once, surprisingly, because I know they play out a fair amount, but yeah, only seen them once. Good, just stomping hardcore with obviously lyrics in Spanish, which is not really a native language to Canada. It's not French and it's not English. So yeah, it was on Discos Infernos and 11 p.m. Records. Good band. Total Nada. Question 2. Show your punk vinyl find of 2024. My probably my best find of 2024 would be another 7-inch record. It's Tits. Daddy Is My Pusher, backed with We're So Glad Elvis Is Dead. It's on Plurex Records from 1978. Band's from the Netherlands, from Amsterdam, I believe. Hard record to find. Doesn't turn up too much. It has been reissued. It's been on a bunch of the Kill by Death style comps and all that shit. But yeah, it just doesn't turn up. An original doesn't turn up, at least to me, very often. Kind of expensive, but not crazy. But whatever. I got it. Tits. Daddy Is My Pusher. Third question. Show a record from a new band that took you by storm. Band from Victoria, British Columbia, the capital of British Columbia. White Collar. It's their self-titled LP from 2024. It's like they released it themselves. There was another pressing of it on, I believe, Static Shock. But this one a little bit different. Comes on blue vinyl. Blah 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 blah. Really good band. Saw them a while back with Imploders when they came through Toronto. Just the female vocals. Her vocal style, it sounds like when somebody's making fun of a hardcore vocalist screaming. That's what her vocals naturally sound like. There's people in here from Bootlicker and I think Head Cheese. But yeah, really, really good band. Kind of knocked my socks off. I like them. So yeah, White Collar. Get this. Next up, show a record from a local punk band. This isn't really local. I mean, they're from like, an hour away or whatever, but that's close enough. From Hamilton, Ontario, Golden Shitters. It's a LP from 2024 or 2023 maybe. But yeah, 2023. But it's on a label called Memorable But Not Honorable. And yeah, that pretty much sums Hamilton up. Great band. A lot of resemblance to the Spits. Kind of maybe like the Spits mixed with something like the Marked Men. Like their more straightforward stuff is really melodic, catchy punk. But there's also that kind of weird synthy stuff like the Spits. So yeah, I think the Spits meets Marked Men. If you like either of those bands, you'll definitely like Golden Shitters. It's got Matt Ellis in it, who also plays in like Plastic Heads and Flesh Rag and Anxious Pleasers and pretty much every band that comes out of Hamilton, it seems. So yeah, Golden Shitters. They have a new 7-inch out too, called Love Bites, which is also really good. But I just figured I'd show this one. What's next here? Show your favorite foreign punk record of 2024. Okay, it's a Finnish band. Teini-Pää. It's called, I'm going to slaughter this, Mietin, Minne, Miet. It's on, what label is this thing on? Vague Absolutes. Yeah, from 2024. Awesome melodic, super melodic, kind of alternative rock punk type stuff. Female vocalist. She has a really, really nice voice. Better than mine. But yeah, Teini-Pää. I should get more of their stuff, and I will. Show a signed punk record. Here's one. This has got a weird backstory to it. So, some friends of mine from Indianapolis that I knew back in the early '90s. They were in a band called Blatherskite, which was kind of a not really grindcore. Like the vocalist definitely was like a death metal vocalist, but the music I guess was kind of like it was kind of grindcore. But they also threw in like hip hop elements, which are a little bit cringy by today's standards, but back then it was, dare I say, innovative. But they put out this 7-inch, which is a split with a band from Madison, Wisconsin, called Natiral Cause, who are actually really good. They're actually better than Blatherskite. They're kind of a jazzy, screamy band. But anyways, Blatherskite, when they were up here, they came up to visit for a weekend, and they all signed this shit. So the interesting thing is that over the years, I traded this off. Like, it's not that it has a crazy amount of sentimental value, but I would have kept it because it was signed to me. And I ended up trading it away by accident. And then earlier this year, I was at a pop-up record show in my town, and that copy was, some guy was selling it, and he had just got it in a lot of records that he bought, and there it was. So I bought it back, and and now I own it again. So pretty weird. Whatever. Cool story, bro. So yeah. Question 7. Show an underrated second album by a punk band. I'm going with Powertrip by Ludichrist. Their first record, Immaculate Deception, fucking amazing. This, not quite as good, but it's still pretty good, and it's underrated. No one ever talks about it. So yeah, Ludichrist, Powertrip. Band from, they're from New York City. I think they're from Long Island. They became Scatterbrain, who had a little bit more of a funk element, but they were still pretty entertaining. But yeah, Ludichrist, Powertrip. Good second LP. Show a punk cassette tape that you bought in 2024. All right. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the Toronto band S.H.I.T. Here is a cassette they released this year, or 2024. It's live at Moonstep, Tokyo, Japan. There's a live video of it, of this actual show on YouTube, but they've put it all together in one handy dandy cassette tape. So yeah, S.H.I.T live at Moonstep. Which new punk record are you most excited to get your hands on in 2025? There's a new Imploders LP coming out, and I want that. You're probably familiar with Imploders because I've showed them on my channel several times. They have this is their other LP. They have a 7-inch and a cassette as well. But yeah, there's a new LP coming out, and yeah, I'm stoked for that. Can't wait for it to come out. So Imploders from Toronto, punk, cool. Show your most played and least played punk record of 2024. Most played, this was kind of a toss-off between the new Miro, which is awesome, but I think I might have played this a little bit more. It's a band from France called Alvilda. Record's called C'est Déjà Lourd. Power pop, catchy power pop from a group of women that know how to make catchy power pop. It's on Static Shock Records, and I suggest that if you like melodic shit, definitely pick this up. Now my least played is not a it's not a brand new record. It's from like what is it 1986 or something. But it's a band called L'Étranger. It's called Sticks and Stones. Now the thing with L'Étranger is one of their members is a guy named Charlie Angus, who is he's a politician here in Ontario with the New Democratic Party, which means he's one of the good liberals. You know, he's not one of the kind of almost conservative liberals like this guy. His heart's in the right place, or so it seems at least. And he played in this band for years. There was 2 albums before this, which were both pretty good. Charlie Angus played on them. On this one, he had left the band. He formed another band called Grievous Vultures, I believe. And this is just not good. It's just kind of shitty college rock with that weird kind of almost funky guitar, like something like In Excess would have, where it's like that rapidly strung, just bullshit. Don't like this at all. Bought it hoping it was going to be better, and it isn't, and it will eventually get sold back to a record store. So yeah, L'Étranger. I don't even know what label this thing's on, nor do I really care. But yeah, it isn't on any label, so yeah, good. All right, show a record that mixes 2 genres. Here's one that definitely mixes 2 genres. It's the Crimson Ghosts, 3 Misfits from Hell. It's on Necrotone Records. It's from 2003. My friend Matthew, or Quinn as he goes by, he plays in this band. There's also a member of the grindcore noisecore band that whose initials are A.C. I'm not going to get too sweary here, but yeah, there's one of those guys, John Kozik, I believe is his name. But yeah, anyways, it's they do surf covers of Misfits songs. So there's 2 genres, punk and surf. Instrumental covers, surf covers of Misfits songs. And they're done pretty goddamn well. So yeah, the Crimson Ghosts. Show a drunk punk or straight edge record. I'll show one of each. Here's a drunk punk one. It's on Very Small Records. It's called Songs About Drinking compilation. I'm not going to take it apart because it's like a recycled record cover. It's Today's Themes for Young Lovers by Percy Faith. But it's a double LP, and there is a bazillion bands on here. You get stuff like Elmer, which is ex-members of Sewer Trout. I think Schlong's on here, Mataratos, Velvet Elvis. Just lots of punk stuff, and all the songs are about getting drunk. So, yeah, songs about drinking. And the straight edge record, it's from 1989 on Smorgasbord Records. And from New York City, Up Front. This is the Spirit LP. Just solid, youth crew hardcore. Nothing more, nothing less. They're pretty good. So yeah, Up Front, straight edge record. Tell by the big X. Okay, show your puke punk record. I've shown this before, but it just doesn't get any really better for me than this. It's a compilation called the You'll Hate This Record. It's on a label called The Only Label in the World. It was put out in 1983. But yeah, this is it. And this here it's that fake vomit that you get from like a novelty shop, and it's glued on the cover. So yeah, there is doesn't get any more pukier than that. There's all kinds of bands on here. I don't have my spectacles on, but there's like G.G. Allen's on here, and mostly experimental stuff, but there are some just straight up punk bands on here. It's not a bad comp. It's about a half and half, but I've never seen it anywhere else, and yeah, here it is. The You'll Hate This Record. Show a record from a band that made only one perfect record. I've shown this one quite a few times on my channel. It's a metal record from a band from Belgium called Black Widow. Streetfighter. It's on Attic Records. It's from like 1980, 84. I love this record. I love this band. The cover is ridiculous. But this is the only thing this band did. I can't find any information on them whatsoever. It just sounds like a punk version of Judas Priest, like a revved up Judas Priest with more of a punk leaning, and I will never have a problem with that. So yeah, Black Widow, Streetfighter. Show a record with a song against Putin or the war in Ukraine. Now, I don't have any with that directly go after Putin, I don't think, or the war in Ukraine. But I do have the International Peace Benefit Comp, which I have showed before, but I mean it's all to do with peace. Big fat booklet tells me so. All kinds of articles of faith, Gizm, Neon Christ, false prophets like D.O.A, all the heavy hitters in here. And it's it's one of the best comps ever made. Double LP. It's on R Radical Records. It's from like 1984. Yeah, 84. So, yeah, that's as close as I can get for that question. That was kind of a stumper. Oh yeah, this is one when Tommy had me jump in when he was making when he was coming up with questions for the punk vinyl tag. He had me ask a question. It was about if you were in a fighting sport, what would you use as a ring entrance song. So that's coming back on me. So I'm saying Fist Fight, Crisis of Conformity. You know it best from Saturday Night Live. It's the fake band featuring Fred Armisen, Dave Grohl, Ashton Kutcher, and somebody else, I think. This is on Drag City Records. Well, this is that song, Fist Fight in the parking lot. And yeah, I would come out to that. So, hard record to find, goes for money. Show your mating punk song. Well, gonna go with this beauty here, D.O.A's War on 45, 12-inch. There's a little ditty on it called Let's Fuck. So, yeah, I think that's my mating song. Yeah, track 4, side A, D.O.A. Such a great EP. Such a great band. The only band I've seen in, 5 different decades? I saw them in the 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010, 2000. Yeah, so I've seen D.O.A. in 5 decades. I'm old. Okay. Show a punk merch item that is over the top and a must-have. Now, I have some silk-screened underwear, like tidy whities, or white fronts, as we like to call them. But Tommy already showed some, so I found something else. I have this Spitz refillable cigarette lighter. It's giving you the finger. I think that's pretty cool. That's kind of over the top. I've seen them a few more times since this, and I've never seen them sell this again. I've never seen them sell anything this cool again. Like usually it's just shitty dollar store squirt guns or something. But yeah, a metal cigarette lighter, refillable from the Spitz. I'm in. Show a non-punk record that your punk rock friends give you shit for loving. Now, see, I took this from a different angle, because when I read that, I think of a band that's, they're kind of wimpy and weak, and your friends would make fun of you for, liking them. Like if I was, really into, like, I don't know, fucking, Alanis Morissette or some shit like that. But instead, I'm going with Black Sabbath, because I like the Ronnie James Dio Black Sabbath a lot. Now, day to day, I may like it better than the Aussie Black Sabbath. And now, one of the contributing factors to that is that I've heard the Aussie Black Sabbath way too much. Like, I kind of don't ever need to hear it again. But I'm still into the D.O. stuff, you know, and I'm not really sick of it or over it yet. So here's Heaven and Hell. And yeah, it's good. But people will give me shit because when it comes to Black Sabbath, a good portion of people are purists. They just want Ozzy and they don't want to hear anything else. So yeah, I'll challenge that. Okay, and the last one. Show the punk record cover predicting a 2025 event. Cro-Mags, Age of Quarrel. Not an original pressing. Did have an original pressing. Foolishly sold it or traded it off way back when nobody gave a shit. This is a more recent reissue or bootleg, depending on who you ask, on Brass City Records. But or Brass City Boss, that's what it's called, from 2015. But anyways, yeah, Age of Quarrel, because yeah, there's a lot of fucking quarrel going on right now, and it's only gonna get worse this month. So yeah, Cro-Mags, that very well could be an event. So yeah, good seeing y'all. I'll try and get on here again sometime soon. I'll be a little more regular, I don't know, as I have time. So yeah, cheers. Thanks, Tommy.